everyone, and welcome to Elite Talks. I'm Amir Marashi, and today we are discussing with entrepreneur and tutor teacher at UTS, Ankit, entrepreneurial and founder of Poop Cafe. Very welcome, Ankit.
Thanks for having me, Amir. I'm really excited to
Thank
see what we discover on this chat today.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for coming. And today we want to talk about which coffee company is number one and who will win the future. So please let us know that what do you think which coffee company is number one, number two, or any ranking? Yeah, which one is the most famous in the world? What do you think?
Yeah, so with rankings, it's always a bit funny and interesting because the nature of just doing a ranking in things such as taste, it has to be a little bit subjective, right? Uh, just because you like or enjoy something doesn't always mean other people do. And there are a few ways to, in coffee particularly, to objectively rank, who is the best. And again, even the word best has many different meanings. Is best, the most profit, the most revenue, the most presence? Is it the best experience from a hospitality perspective? Is it the best coffee? Is it the best coffee experience? These are all different facets of what goes into the coffee industry. So naturally, some of the biggest companies in our industry are Starbucks, absolutely huge company all over the world. They cracked China, they cracked Asia, but they couldn't crack Australia. So it's like, oh, as an Australian, when someone says, let's go for coffee, and if someone suggests Starbucks, you think, oh, maybe. But as Australia has a very rich coffee culture, we actually have regularly get cafes and roasters and baristas in the top five, if not the top in the world. So last year, we had Toby's Estate in Chippendale ranked the world's number one coffee shop. So that was done by, I'm trying to remember who that was. It was the ranking. But then in Melbourne, you also have places like Proud Mary's, massive roaster all over the world as well. They've got a big American presence. There's also Axel, which regularly produces world barista champions. So last year's world barista champion, Jack Simpson, was from Axel Coffee. He now has his own range of coffees. And also in Sydney, we have Jibby. She was the 2023, I think, World AeroPress champion. She's now got her own roaster barista course. And also, one of her students that graduated from her barista course was last year, 2025, World AeroPress champion. So there's that lineage of excellence teaching the kind of next round of excellence. So when you say best, it really does come down to what you're after. Are you down to something cheap, something available, something amazing? Lots and lots and lots of ways to frame best in our industry.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. I see them also in world biggest everyday businesses, coffee, and see billions of people drink coffee, but behind of one simple cup is a massive global competition. Starbucks, Nestle, Luckin Coffee, Dunkin, Tim Hortons, all of them. You see that, and a new company called Global Coffee Co.
Yeah.
Are all fighting for customers, and today I will answer three important questions, and also I have some question from you, like which coffee company do you think that is number one today?
Again, it's what do you want to be number one in? Is it profit? Is it sales? Is it presence? Is it experience? Is it coffee type and rating? Last year, the world record for most expensive cup of coffee
Hmm.
was achieved in Dubai. So for one cup of coffee, it was, I'm trying to work out, because it was in Arab Emirates dirham. I think it was 1,000 Arab Emirates dirham. which is
Mm.
about 1,200 Australian dollars for one cup of coffee. That's just, 200 grams of a drink. And that's, a decent mortgage payment in some places. So
Y-
is that the best? My coffee was also awarded the Guinness World Record for world's most expensive coffee. So are we the
mm.
best coffee? That was in 2001. Um, so there's many ways of framing best in terms of experience as well. There's a few places in Sydney called the Grounds of Alexandria. It's almost, they do have fantastic coffee, but if you go there, it's almost designed for Instagram. So the experience is so much more than the coffee, but it's only in one place, whereas Starbucks tries to replicate that experience all over the world. Luckin, you mentioned, they've done some crazy things. Um, Tim Hortons again in Canada. Even in India, there's a bunch of franchises coming in with Cafe Coffee Day, Third Wave Coffee, I think is the name of the other franchise. So many different ways to do it. And of course, Nestle, they are the pioneers. They've got probably the biggest budget and the biggest market share, but they're still only 20-30% of the global market, which is, considerable. But
Mm.
it's just, $100 billion industry. So still plenty of room for lots of other players.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah. I mean that, for example, now we see different thing in coffee, and for example, different factors we have. Sometimes maybe people wanted to vote because of taste. Some of them because of the biggest, largest company like budget, instant coffee or
Yeah,
better instant. For example. Nestle, we see that in different categories, most of between them, it's between a Starbucks. We see that, for example, if we talk about, I search by ChatGPT and also Gemini, some others
yeah.
AI, it try to search it in cloud to see that which of them and exactly you're right. And for example, in financial size and customer pricing, latest financial size, it mentioned that Starbucks with 37 point $2 billion. It's number one for financial size, customer price strategy. It's premium, and
Yeah,
also yeah, main competitors. It's Dunkin and Costa. Is it? And another one. It's at
that's a very
number.
American and kind of Chinese framing. Because again, like Luckin's massive, but only in China. Dunkin' kind of has presence, but again, predominantly in the US, whereas Starbucks kind of has the most presence. So it really does come back down to almost your framing of what do you want to be the best? Is it presence? Is it experience? Is it price?
Yeah, you're right. And also, I see that also second one in the ranking for financial size and customer pricing is Nestle Coffee. Part of it's around 25 billion
Yep,
beverage division budget to luxury, and the main competitor is Global Coffee Co and
yep,
Lavazza. And the others, they are number three. It's new here. We see in the list Global Coffee Co.
yep,
The largest financial size is about $16 billion about to expected coffee sales. And also the main competitor, it's trying to compete with Nestle. And
yep,
yeah, some others they are in other rank. And also if we check, when I check also some others, we saw that Starbucks is premium coffee experience, has the greatest financial power among dedicated coffee house companies. 2025 revenue
yep,
yeah, more than $37 billion, and locations more than 40,000. They have shops and also many investments on the shops, employees, technology, and loyalty and branding. Yeah, what do
Yep.
you think? Which of them, if you wanna, for example,
Yeah.
go?
What I would
Yeah.
do is I would segment what you've just done there. So with the kind of newest entrant in the third place, Global Coffee Co., they're kind of trying to challenge the other two. But then, so if we look at number one, which is Starbucks, look at what they're doing. They're all about the experience. Um, but they've got a little bit of the convenience. So if you kind of take a step back, Starbucks is actually a bank because of how they use their gift cards and how transferable they are. Like Starbucks has a completely, it's a bit like how McDonald's, like they don't make the money from food, they make the money from the land. It's kind of what the business actually is, and their kind of connection to what they say they're doing is a little bit disjointed. And then, so experience is kind of number one priority for Starbucks. But then if we look at Nestle, convenience is their value proposition. You know, you've got instant coffee, you've got pods, you've got stuff to make at home. You're not really going to a cafe and ordering the Nescafe, are you? You're kind of on the go, having it at home, having it in the office, or just, getting a machine and doing it for you. I've got a few friends who have their Nespresso machines connected to their alarm clock so that when they wake up, it just starts brewing. So that's the really kind of deep convenience play. Whereas you can't do that at a Starbucks. You can order on your phone ahead of time, but you still have to physically go somewhere to have the coffee. Whereas Global Coffee Co. is kind of looking at the assumptions of the other two, going, oh, can we be convenient as well as give a good experience? And so that's why it's a really exciting time to be in the coffee industry, just because with all the innovations, the pandemic, everyone kind of was at home for a while going, yeah, maybe I don't try the Nescafe, which was great when I had to get up and go, but now I get to take it a bit slower and have a good experience at home. And now that's kind of stemming down to everyone getting excited about what they're drinking every day.
Yeah, you're right. Also, I check also here for coffee for every budget. I check in Nestle in 2025. Total company sales were around 89.5 billion. And budget instant coffee for Nestle, we see in the market it's go for different things like Nestle products, like Nestle Cafe Classic and
Yep.
Cafe Gold, Nespresso, and Starbucks packaged coffee and coffee made difference. For example, uh, Nescafe Classic is for budget instant coffee we see, and
Yep.
yeah, Nescafe Gold is better instant coffee, and Nespresso is premium home cafe. And yeah, and for example, how they go to different these things. I mean that, for example, why they have different package like Nes Classic, Gold, Nespresso, and for example, as a because I know that you're a specialist in
Yep.
coffee. Many years you are in it, in the coffee market. Also, you have your own startup.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So let me know how's it going? Your startup, Poop Cafes. We know that it at UTS startup is uh, one of the most famous. Here we have it,
I'm not
and
sure about that. But
here.
no, things are going well. So we've sold in, it's between 15 and 20 countries now. So we've sold on every continent. We've done North America, South America, Europe, Asia, the Middle East, Africa, Australia, Southeast Asia, New Zealand. We've sold in a lot of countries now. And I mean, the short answer is we got lucky with the name that we picked. I did not expect the name to resonate as much as it has. But now that we are here, I do really want to make the most of it. So at the moment, we're looking to really kind of hit our marketing and really tapping into why people buy coffee. Kind of the questions you answered, going, why does Nescafe have so, or Nestle have so many different products. They're all targeted at, for example, the classic is for people that don't really have a big coffee machine. They just want something in the morning. They can add milk, they can add sugar, they can drink it black. They just want the functional benefits of the coffee, of, getting up and just get the heart pumping as soon as you can. Then on the other side is where we fit, where we're more about the taste and the experience. So, I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to drink my coffee, but it's not something that you just kind of, wake up, button, drink, and you're on your way. You really want to sit there and experience the coffee, see how it evolves as you brew it, as you smell it before you even brew it, as you grind it fresh. This is a very different market to the functional performance of just get my heart pumping as soon as you can, as hard as you can. There's a bit of a parallel to alcohol as well. So with some wines, you're just drinking it to get the experience of alcohol. But then other wines, you're drinking it because you want the taste, you want the social company, you want to share the experience, not just feel the effects of alcohol, right? So that's kind of the spectrum we have in, well, kind of the entire food industry, but in drinks particularly, where some people really want the experience and the sensation of someone making the coffee for them, explaining and talking through, here's what the farmer's done, here's what the roaster's done, and here's the barista, and here's a nice bit of latte art for your foam on top of the milk. Like that's all part of the experience, and that's all part of some people's preferred experience. Whereas other people are like, no, 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 just, get the caffeine into me. I need to get work done. And that's where the interesting trend of ready to drink is emerging, where it's kind of that middle ground between it's a pretty good tasting coffee, but still has the experience. So there's a company in Japan called, I think, Boss Coffee. They've got lots of ads all around where it's coffee in a can, like you might with a soft drink or alcohol, where it's kind of a chilled coffee ready to go, but it's got milk, it's got sugar. So you can kind of experience it on the more Starbucks spectrum, where you can customize it a little bit, but it's still got the convenience of, I'm a busy professional. I don't want to go somewhere for a coffee, but I do want the benefits and some of the taste. There's also an interesting middle ground on the specialty coffee side, where a lot of roasters are now making what are called parachute sachets, where you don't have to grind it. It's pre-ground, but it's not on the instant spectrum, where you can still get a decent coffee experience, again, for a little bit more work, as opposed to the full, get up, grind. So this is kind of the different ways people appreciate and experience coffee. Some people just want the kick in the morning. Some people really like to take their time. And then there's a few interesting players in the middle now with, pods, which again, that was pioneered by Nestle. If you remember the George Clooney ads from kind of the early 2000s, which is when kind of the coffee machine came home for the first time, but it wasn't this big, scary. It was, kind of a bit sexy and nice as a tool that you could just go, oh, that thing makes my coffee. But it's almost on that kind of Apple. It's like, yes, it's a tool, but it doesn't mean it can't look nice, and you can't find a way to appreciate it for its form as well as its function.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. And also, I here I'm going to wanted in different things that, for example, for most financial power in cafes, Starbucks, we see that it has a first rank, most
Yep.
powerful packaged coffee portfolio, Nestle,
Yep.
and strongest new packaged coffee challenger. It's global coffee co. Coffee co. It's in the compete. We see that it was
Well,
a.
yeah, because it's a joint venture of it's a few different roasters, distributors, and equipment manufacturers, which is why it's that kind of combination of Starbucks and Nestle. So Nestle's got some of the take-home equipment. Starbucks has kind of the experience and the physical location. Like there's not too many, Nestle cafes. There are a few Nespresso outlets where you can have a bit of the experience, but the experience is designed to get you to purchase and take the machine home. Whereas Global Coffee Co., they combine Keurig, Dr. Pepper, and like it's this combination of manufacturers, outlets, as well as roasters to kind of go, if we team up, maybe we can take on, these giants of our industry.
Yeah, and one of the fastest in the market. I'm going to check, and I see that the name is Lockin.
Luckin
Lockin.
in China. I remember, I'm going to get those stats wrong, but when Starbucks first went, because Starbucks, when I went to China myself in 2017, it was a while ago now, we got to visit the Shanghai landing pad, which is kind of the Australian government's way of helping startups go from Australia to, in this case, China. They've got landing pads all over the world, in India, in Indonesia, in Israel, in Europe, kind of as a nice entry point, but it's also part of the government's kind of connecting. So we also have landing
Mm,
pads here in Sydney with this what's it called? The one in Haymarket that China, the name escapes me. But yeah, that's kind of Sydney's way of getting Asian startups to come to Australia and going, here is a nice, safe entry point, a bit of familiarity, and kind of lots of government connections
yeah.
to enter a new market. So when we went to Shanghai, one of the questions I asked, because I think in 2017, Uber was just looking to expand into China. And
Mm,
sitting here in 2026, we know how catastrophically bad that went. We
mm,
knew Uber just could not crack the Chinese market. And
mm,
so I was kind of asking the landing pad, I'm like, so who has cracked the Chinese market as a foreign company, right? And there were three names. One of them was Starbucks, because Starbucks is absolutely everywhere in China. And yeah, the point of that story was when Starbucks first went to China, I believe the number of stores, it was like it was a new store they were opening every 72 hours.
mm.
Just imagine
Yeah,
that. Every 3 days, a brand new Starbucks appears somewhere in China when they were just aggressive and hit hard and really went in on going, we're going to figure out this market.
yeah.
Um, the other company was Apple and Tesla, but Tesla's a bit complicated. But those were the three companies that have three Western companies that did sort of well in China, and there's a heap of failures beyond that. So coming back to Luckin Coffee, Luckin looked at Starbucks' 72 hours, and I'm going to get this wrong, but I believe it was every 36 or 48 hours was what the founder of Luckin said, where he's basically said if someone from outside our country can do it in every 72 hours, we should be able to do half of that every 36 or 48 hours, opening a new store. There's a tactic, it's called blitz scaling, which is kind of you just go as hard as you can to capture as much of the market as possible. Luckin's had a few interesting scandals since then, which I won't say too much about, as is the result of trying to kind of go so hard and so quickly. But yeah, that's the competitive nature of our business. It's like there is money to be made, but there's also some very, very tough guys who are going to also try and make some of that money.
Yeah, and here I see about Luckin Coffee is low prices and technology. It's famous for
Yeah.
it, and yeah, Luckin
There's
is
also a convenience. I think they have an app, and like within 10, like there's some metric of we're going to be quicker than Starbucks, but they don't compete on the quality as, or they're trying to find the trade off between price, quality, and experience. But then they've kind of reframed experience as convenience and speed rather than, they write your name on a cup and you enjoy and stay in the shop.
Yeah, you're right. And I see here in Luckin is Starbucks' most dangerous dairy competitor in China. It's in 2025 result revenue. It's seven more than $7 billion US dollars,
Yep.
and yeah, locations more than 31,000 locations, and also revenue growth is 43%, and new locations open in 2025 is more than 8,700. And
Yeah. It's
yeah,
crazy, crazy numbers.
yeah, and it's in compete because locking it's in compete because of using a smaller and cheaper shops,
Yeah.
app only promotion, fast collection and delivery, heavy discounts, local flavors, coconut and fruit coffee drinks, very rapid expansion, and Starbucks reduced some Chinese drink prices by about and we selected products failing, and also partially because of competition from less expensive companies such as Luckin. And it is right by Financial Times. I checked, and make coffee affordable, convenient, and digital. Yeah, you're right, 100%. And I,
You see,
yeah,
you can still take the experience of coffee, but then you're going to target it at very different people. So some people want to go somewhere to have their coffee. So the place becomes the experience, whereas some people just want to get a well-made coffee quickly. So then convenience becomes the experience.
yeah, you're right. And I see that it's very competitive because also
Oh, China's a whole other world.
yeah, we see that, and also the businesses that you can bring, because everyday people wants to drink coffee, tea, and this kind of thing when they wake up in the morning. So it's interesting market for me. I love it. I love this market, food market specific. Yeah, this
But
kind
see,
of.
we've only focused on one part of the market. We've only focused kind of on the end user, the end consumer experience. Between that, there are farmers, there are roasters, there's equipment manufacturers, even things like a coffee cup. Someone's making that. This is all part of the coffee industry. But the baristas and kind of that end taste is what gets so much of the spotlight. But so many people go into just getting the coffee there.
Yeah. So, based on what we talk for this question, we don't have any exact number one, and yeah, because of
That's it's the number one is whoever you want it to be, because a lot of people come up to me going, oh, what's the best coffee? It's the one that you like. And
yeah,
if anyone says no, this is the best coffee, and you don't like it, they're wrong.
Yeah, you're right. For example, the highest revenue, the most coffee shops, the strongest brand, the most customers, and the best coffee quality, the fastest growth, and also the largest supermarket business. It's different. For example,
Exactly, yeah, there's so many ways to measure. And again, depending on, I feel that by giving a ranking, you're more sharing your personal preferences rather than going, oh, this is the best coffee for these reasons. Because, sometimes you are in a hurry and you just want something to go, whereas Luckin might fulfill that gap at that point. Or sometimes you want to take the family somewhere. You're not going to order on an app if you want to physically go somewhere and experience. So then something like the grounds of Alexandria might come up where you go, let's make a day of just, drinking coffee.
Yeah, you're right. And but from financial, we know that Starbucks generated approximately more than 37 billion in
Yep.
revenue in its 2025 financial year, and operates more than 41 coffee houses worldwide. In the second quarter of 2026 alone, Starbucks generated approximately more than 9.5 billion in revenue. Its U.S. comparable sales increased strongly. And also, if we wanna go for other things, Starbucks also earns money outside its cafes, and
Yep.
yeah, because of Starbucks is more than a coffee shop chain, customers can also buy Starbucks products from supermarkets, airports, hotels, convenience stores, ready to drink bottles, coffee capsules, and
They've also
also,
got pods for Nespresso. So it's like, are they competing? Are they collaborating? What's going on, right?
yeah, everywhere you can find it. And home coffee products, and Nestle manages much of Starbucks packaged coffee business through their global coffee alliance. And this partnership is powerful because Starbucks provides the brand while Nestle provides global production and distribution. And Starbucks can therefore reach customer even when they don't visit a Starbucks cafe. But Starbucks has serious weaknesses. Here, we found it.
Okay.
Being Yeah, being number one doesn't mean the company has no problem. Starbucks has an expensive business model. It needs premium locations, large shops, many employees, furniture and equipment, training,
Yep.
technology, electricity and maintenance, and high quality in ingredients. So this cost makes a Starbucks, maybe when the wages rent and also coffee beans prices increase. Starbucks also in North American operating margin remained under pressure in
Yep.
2026 because it was investing in employees and cafes while also facing inflation and higher coffee costs. Also, Starbucks must also protect the customer experience. If customers wait too long and shops become uncomfortable, they may ask, why am I paying a premium price? And many
Yep.
some other. It's a challenge.